Hello and welcome. This is the video number 27 in the series of Might and Magic VII remake done in Godot. This video will be slightly different than the previous ones. This one will have commentary about the project structure and the current state. So here's the project. It's divided into sub-components, kind of sub-projects that I wanted to have separate. But this one here is the main project, the Emerald Island. Let me just start it up. In the video I'll try to show you three things. The first part, the game itself, from the menu to the, most likely, finish the first island. So we can see the main menu, the options. We have the credits, as the old ones. We have the load, that shows you the preview of the load files. This is still not entirely functional. The save and load needs to be done. Actually only preview works and the basic information. So nothing there. And then we can create a new party. So this party here is the default one in the original game, with the knight, the thief, cleric, and the sorcerer. I'll not change much. We can maybe change the skills just to have a bit more magic. Let's maybe add the spirit magic, and that should be there. We can change the stats, but well, it doesn't really make much difference for the demo. And then we can start. So this is the original video. It's in very low resolution. That's why it's resized like this. But then once it loads, we are transported to the Emerald Island. The item here is at front. These are just debug items, just to work with it a little bit. Other than this is the original map with also extra, well, teleporters, just to make testing easier. This is the party. I've got the stats, the skills, information on them, and also promotion information. I'm not sure if the promotion will be added at all, because I only plan to re-implement the Emerald Island, but well, I'm not sure about it later on. Maybe this will be, but this is already implemented, at least the information on it. I've got the items. These depend on the skills taken by the character.
This should be useful.
And then we get the spells. So Featherfall cannot be learned by Serena the Cleric, can only be learned by the Wizard. Can also carry some of the stuff. There's no dummy for the equipment, that will probably add it later.
That is going to be useful.
And Roderick also has the leather armor, so he starts with leather armor as well. And Zoltan the Knight starts with bow, so he gets a crossbow. So the dummy is obviously wrong, but that doesn't really matter. It's just for the demo for now. So this is the island. We can see the current quests, currently empty.
Greetings.
Here's the, well, it doesn't really see it here. I need to fix the UI, but that's Elisa that sells the loot. We can buy it, or, well, we can do something else to get it. So now we should have the loot, which is part of the needed items. And here, slightly wrong is the pathfinding. I need to fix it still. If we get too close, the swordsman will attack us, but he gets stuck on the map. I'm not sure if that's the artifact of the original map or some other issue. You can probably hear in the background the dragonflies that are in there. The red puffs are the puffs of the Godot navigation agents. The arrows added extra, and this just helps to recognize where the NPC is looking at. So here, let me go to the judge.
Grace, Lord Markham, Duke of the Western Lowlands.
And then we get the quests. We can also get the quest for the missing contestants just to get more gold. And now we should have all the quests. I've already returned the loot, so that's one thing out there. Since I attacked one of the peasants, now all of them are aggroed against me. There's also no water well limitation, so this one can run far away. But I actually need one of them here. Actually, I don't. I could use the seashell from one of the NPCs. We can also go inside houses. That all of them should be working. And then we have the swordsman here, willing to attack us. Once we defeat them, they also give us experience. So already got 800. Let me just heal quickly the wizard. And then we just need the...
Suppose there's any gold in
We
there?
need the shield, we can get the longbow. So the dragon currently fights with the rats. I messed up the ranged attack so it cannot really kill the rats, but if we get too close, the rats will aggro against us.
I think it's time to leave.
There is no point in fighting the dragon for now. I'll probably add some more into it later. We would get the experience, but it would take a very long time to kill it. Instead, let's go to the temple. So we need a couple items from the temple.
Suppose there's any gold in there?
I can cast the torchlight. We can fight with all the enemies. This might take a while.
See, I'm in distress here.
You can also shoot a fire bolt into them, but not many other spells. Well,
Is that all you
so that doesn't look very good in terms of the fighting, because they're very strong. And now also the frames per second dropped rapidly down to 3 or 4. What I can do, since we don't really care about the fighting, at least I don't, not at this point, I can just kill all with the cheat. And then normally FPS should improve. There's a minor bug with the chest that doesn't resize, but need to fix
I
it
don't know.
still.
I can't do everything.
Let me try to get the missing items. Bear with me, the frame rate is terrible. There's an issue, I think, with either the navigation or with some collisions of the map. But here's the other location. So basically the cheat, what it does, it kills every NPC on the map. I think the rats may have tried fighting with the guards, actually with the adventurers. That might have caused some of the issues. Alright, let me try to get the missing items and just get out of here. Oh, that's quite terrible. So I need the hut. And then bear with me with the low FPS. I'm not sure why the FPS is so low. It obviously doesn't matter about the actual navigation because all the NPCs are now dead, so they shouldn't be doing any processing. But I did notice that there's an issue with some of the nodes being out of the tree. We can also use the shelves. I think I did code them, yeah. And we get the random spell. However, currently the only spell that the scrolls can be are... Wait 1 second.
I can't identify this.
So only she
I
can...
don't know.
she doesn't have the
I
skill.
can't do everything. I don't know.
But essentially,
I don't know.
all this will be just the wizard eye. That's the only spell I've added. I need to still implement support for the spells in spell scrolls and books and wands. So that's coming. Should be straight enough. Should be simple enough. It's just a constant level and expertise. Oh, I see the stairs are too high, so cannot really climb them. And now I just need to get out of the maze. With this very low FPS, I know the way. Also, as you can tell, the map is not right. This is the map for the Emerald Island. I think the original game created the map based on the edges of the map. So I didn't figure out yet how to do it for the demo, for the remake. So that's another thing to be done. Oh, thank God. We're outside. Okay, much better. Because the feather falls so we don't die. And now we have the hut, we have the floor tile, We have the bow.
Get the heck out of me.
We're still missing 2 more items, I believe, the seashell and
Hi, how are you?
the potion.
Come back soon.
I did it again.
So we get the potion now. Now just to get the seashell.
It doesn't even hurt.
So now both the dragonflies and the guards are fighting us because we killed the peasant. In hindsight, I probably shouldn't have done it. I can show you what happens when we die.
Nice.
Oh, it crashed. Well, can continue. So now the party has died. Let me just heal us quickly. But before we died, we got the seashell. So now this should be able to proceed with the quests. So what's gonna happen now? When we die, we get teleported back with no HPs. We get the award, which is, well, the fines for killing the peasants and the guards, and number of deaths. So now the quest. We have the currently 900 experience on Alexis. This is the quest experience. So we should get gold and 1,000 points of experience each. When it's green, it will tell us that we can advance to the next level, and also right-clicking on it will show the information as in the original. You can train up to level whatever you can. And then if I get the other parts, returning any part of the main quest gives us about 500 if I'm not mistaken. And then that's all the extra experience. Now the quests all are gone, and the dialogue with Lord Markham changes. So now we can speak to the sailor, to the captain at the dock, and he would take us to the main one. I think this will actually end the remake, so I'll just show you the last couple of things.
See anything you want?
So we can learn the skills. We can actually learn leather.
Thanks a lot. See anything you want?
And buy it.
Thanks a lot.
So now Serena can wear it properly. We can use the well. There's the fire resistance. We can get air membership. Whoops. We can train. That also advances the calendar, although it doesn't move the NPCs as it does in the original game, as if the time was passing for the NPCs as well. So we get the skills. Nothing here. There's a minor bug when I change the characters. It shouldn't reset the dialogue, but well, it does at this level. So we got the skills, skill points. We can add them wherever. This is the same as in the original. And we have also joined the air guild. So we could in theory buy the missing spells, for example sparks. So we should have it here. Yeah.
This should be useful.
So there's the spark spell, which doesn't work yet. That's the luck. Not implemented, but that's the luck well. So it increases luck by 2 by some usages. Here's the haste spell. And the last one I wanted to show is the Day of the Gods spell. Yeah, doesn't really work, doesn't give the stats. There's only the duration, which we can take a look at. We can also ask the friendly Mr. Malwick. Oh no, we cannot ask him because now he's aggroed, but here's the Mr. Malwick. That should have the one. Not added yet. But he can give us the one if we talk to him and agree for the proposition.
I don't know. I don't know. Well, I can't do everything.
Yep. Here's also the genie lamp. It's not implemented entirely yet. It currently only adds food. But that's it for the demo. And that concludes the Emerald Island. We won the contest. So this should display the video. Maybe it didn't. But that's the last part. Normally here we would, in the original game, we would see the congratulations for the contest won and invitation to the Harmondale Castle. which is just the beginning of the actual game. One more thing I wanted to show before concluding this video, which is much longer than I anticipated, is the arena. So for the sake of the testing,
This
I've
is all the makings for
added the
adventure.
original arena that actually has... It's mostly functional except for the map and the clouds. It would be nice to have. We can choose the level, each of them works as it should, roughly. I can choose the squire. And then this spawns some number of enemies, which I'll try to kill. We can try to escape,
Now is an excellent time to
which would clear the arena. So all the enemies would be cleared. Or we can try to enter the combat, and then simply we get the message, get back in there, as in the original.
Come on, can't you see I'm in distress here?
So these are easy, and the characters are a bit on steroids, so they do much more damage than they normally would. There's no price for the enemies except for experience. At least they should be giving experience. And then once we've killed all the enemies, we can collect the prize. Cannot join that again. That's it. That concludes what I wanted to show. So I've mentioned a number of bug fixes that need to be done. What is missing more is spells, finishing the NPC damage, all the statistics, most of the combat, and then finally load and save. And I think that's it for the remake. Thank you for watching, and I hope you enjoyed.